Okay, this is the one a lot of you guys have been waiting for. The Biden video. Let's just dig right in. Why wait? Okay. To all you wonderful people, first of all, I can see right through you just like a pane of glass. You people didn't vote for Biden because you thought he was the best choice. You voted for him because you hated Trump. You didn't vote for Biden, you voted against Trump. Those of you who did, nobody will ever convince me that we have 81 million people that's stupid in this country. Maybe 41 million, but never 81 million. There's no way that this guy, this borderline mongoloid, got more votes than anybody ever before. Okay, y'all picked the stupidest, lioness human being to put that badge on. That tells me something about that side of the street, too. It means the side of the street, I don't care how big the house is, I'd never want to live on that side of the street. I digress. I say that a lot, don't I? Because I digress a lot. Anyway, Biden from the word go. First of all, let me just preface with this. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Okay, I'm telling you who I am. You better believe it. Okay, period. And that's it on that mark. But when somebody tells you who they are, believe it. Biden did an interview. He was one of the youngest people. He was the youngest person ever to be inducted into the Senate. Okay? He actually had some kind of brains, but still not much. He was in the bottom half of his class. He never got the real scholarship. He had a half scholarship. He lied about it. He plagiarized things about it. I mean, the guy's just been a liar from day one. He hasn't told the truth. The only way anybody can believe his name is actually Joseph R. Biden is because it says so on his license. And then that. There's an old saying, don't never trust nobody but your mama and then cut the deck. I don't trust anything about this guy, period. He's a liar. He's an old school bigot, not a racist, a bigot. That word is not used enough. I'm going to assign that word to him. This is a man who was mentored by one of the grand wizards of the KKK. Okay? That pretty much tells me everything I need to know. Now, everybody's going to throw up George Wallace, so he changed his lifetime tune. Yeah, after he got shot and went in a wheelchair and became totally useless and had to depend on a black man to do things because nobody else wanted anything to do with him. Okay, so I'm glad he found his way through life, but that is what it is. Now back to Biden. How do you feel about a guy? And he's had some tragedy in his life, so maybe that's a reason why he's this, that, and the other. But I'm not going to give him any excuses because I've had plenty of tragedy in my life. It didn't turn me into a piece of garbage the way he is, okay? And I've had my trials and tribulations, believe me, when it comes to doing bad and wrong things. Okay, I have a lot to make up for and a lot to answer for when I get up there and get judged. And I hope I have the proper answers. Anyway, I don't want to digress again. Anyway, back to Biden. This guy is responsible, in part, for a lot of you people who voted for him, for your fathers, your cousins, your brothers, your sisters being in prison. Okay, you want to know why they're in prison? There's the guy. That's the guy you pulled the line for because you hated Trump so much. You have a gentleman who's done nothing but line his own pockets. How the heck do you afford a multi-million-dollar home in Maryland, for crying out loud, on a senator's salary with no other business, no other job, no nothing? It's like people don't want to see that. Okay, the IRS didn't want to see it. Anybody. It's because everybody's getting money. How do you have a guy like this who's a borderline, if not anything else, child molester, in my view? This is my opinion. And if you want to doubt me, just go take a look at how this guy approaches and touches and feels up on children. Okay, if he had done that to one of my children, I'd be very upset. Okay, and that's as far as I'm going to take that. But I'd be very upset. We would have to have a little talk. Anyway, you take a look at how he deals with children. Anybody who would do that to a child is not worth the skin he's printed on. I'm sorry. I don't care what political affiliation he considers himself or herself. If you do that to a child, you're worthless. His sons, look at the people that he's raised. Okay, I didn't know of Beau Biden until after he died. Okay, but I'm guessing, and this is just my opinion, and it's conjecture, so I don't know. It's just my opinion. You give it some thought. I don't care whether you think I'm right or not, other side of the street, okay? And I'm not going to answer any questions about it, so you can feel free to rattle off all you want to. You're not going to get an answer from me. It's going to be like talking to a brick wall with my picture on it. So anyway, how good of a guy could he have been if his wife decided to cheat on him with his brother not even a year after he's in the ground? You know, there's a reason why they call it the fire department and not the smoke department. Because firemen are smart enough to know that if they see smoke, there is a fire or has been a fire. That's the only logic for it being called a fire department. All right? So everybody who wants to, talk stupid crap about that, go right ahead. Think about that while you're doing it, though. Joe Biden is a waste of human skin, even if he wasn't 80 years old, which he has no business being in office at 80 years old. This guy has nothing. He's like that old guy who knows this is my final swim in the wonderful public pool that's luxurious, but I gotta go to the bathroom. You know what? I'm never gonna be coming here to swim again. And just takes a big crack right in the pool, fouls it, so it messes up everybody. Tears up everybody's good time. That's what's happening right now. This guy knows he's not long, just for his age, okay? Common sense. He's about to, go and meet the pearly gates, all right? And that's just life doing that. So what does he care what this country looks like afterwards? What does he care if you can't get a tank full of gas? What does he care if you can't afford anything? His family said he's made sure of that. With all the money he's stolen, with all the money that he's extorted, with all the money that he's accumulated by selling out his country, us, you, every Democrat, every Republican, every conservative, and every liberal. Joe Biden is a cancer on this country. And I'll be so glad when his time in office is over. And I hope this country never makes this mistake again. Because if you're going to do that based on a hatred for another person who did one of the best jobs any American president, including Reagan, ever did, I think that's enough said. You know how I feel about it. There's no redeeming qualities or redeeming facts. Biden is what he is. He knows what he is. Here's where I have a problem with the other side of the street. You knew what he was too. And just to get even with folks on my side of the street, including Donald Trump, you set this country on a destructive path, which I don't know we can recover from. I hope you're proud of yourselves. So when you start thinking of all the insults and you sell out this and you lousy Republican or conservative that, you Uncle Tom, I hope you think about that. I hope when you go in your refrigerator and can't see anything but the back of it, I hope you remember that. When you go to your car and you got to go past the gas station because you can't afford to stop, I really hope you think of that. When your mom and dad have to go back and be the guy who waves you in at Walmart and working at Burger King at 60 and 70 and 80 years old, I want you to remember that. It's your fault. I don't blame a spider like Biden for walking on 8 legs, but I do blame him when he tries to pass himself off as a monarch butterfly and gets 40 some odd million people to try to convince everybody else of it too. That I do hold you responsible for. So, having said that, that's the end of the Biden thing. I'll talk more about it with my friends later, my new friends, people who sent me nice greetings and everything else. And then we're gonna hit up Mr. DeSantis. That's needed. Folks, take it easy. I'll see you in a little bit. Then I'm gonna do the DeSantis and I'm gonna shut it down for the night. Have a wonderful evening, those of you guys who aren't going to stick around. Bye.